Hello and welcome back to our Deity Alexander game. It's the final episode and it's not in the way we would like it, but I sort of indicated in the last couple of episodes that things were not going well. And yesterday, as I said I would, I carried on playing for 2 or 3 turns and then Japan declared on me. But even without that, if you just look at this down here, I mean, I moved in fairness, I haven't used all my units, but look at this shit that they can purchase and produce in absolutely no time. You just made a little bit of progress and suddenly you got all this shit behind. So we'd capture Rome eventually, but it would be a lot of hard work. And that is what I quite often say in those games on Deity. You cannot hang about. If things take too long, other civs move on, do their stuff, and of course, because they get advantages, they do all that stuff quicker. They get more science, more culture, and then they sort of race away. Like in this game happened with ticks. If you look at Brazil, 60 in year 61, and we're stranded on 52. And then, yeah, I didn't want to show that first. Japan declared, and then I don't fancy my chances against that. And I'm not talking about losing a city or something. I just don't fancy sort of winning the game. Even down here, we sort of couldn't hold on to that city. Or we could, but they were sending ships and more units. And yeah, it's just so difficult. We got a limited supply. Not used all of it right now. But it's sort of split between 2 places and then get attacked at another one. And then one more thing is we're also at war with Brazil, but it's totally pointless because we're behind in tech, so they got flight already. So we can't even approach them with our ships, and even if they didn't have flight, they've got this this battleship that we saw last episode. So there's nothing I can do about that. Again, too slow. The ironclads, when they come, are sort of a game changer. But you have to be sort of reasonably equal on tech count, which we weren't. So this game is toast. I guess that one of those, we looked at that last time, either of those two could get a tourism victory. And in any case, I would not be able to conquer them because they just got superior tech and units. And we can't do it by sheer numbers. Even with the vassals, our vassals are not good. Your crown 44 ticks, the Celts on 50 actually got, oh no, they almost got as many as us. But they're behind on tech, you can't use them to attack somebody else. I mean, okay, combined they might take that city here, but it's not enough. So, wondering how it went wrong. There, I think it took quite a while to get to grips with the Iroquois down here. It seemed alright at the beginning. We had like rods and with the bonus they were quite strong. But because those hoplites were so good, I didn't get as many ranged units as I usually do. And they are just the most crucial guys in warfare. It's nice to have a sort of a tank and take a few hits, but they're sort of expendable. But a ranged unit with like extra range or logistics is just so much more powerful. And they can hit somebody without taking damage, and melee guys of course never do. They always take damage. We're actually quite lucky with the Fountain of Youth, so it's pretty good for healing. But yeah, it took quite a while terrain was difficult here, and supply was always an issue in this game. And we only settled the 4 cities initially, and pretty far apart as well. What is... oh, we had a perfume. That is a lot of money. That's actually not so bad. What we didn't do is go for a religion. We just got our Pantheon, and then I sort of tried playing without it, and sort of eventually we got one. Actually, we got several religions. We got like 4 or 5 religious buildings in most cities, but not being able to choose the thing that you really need. That probably hurt us a little bit. And then, as I said, after the first attempt with Greece, is the unique stuff is it's just not... it's not harmonious. So we've got this city-state stuff, and then that is it. You know, for unique ability, it's sort of whoa. It sort of depends on who you got in the game. And we tried to make that work in the first attempt, and it wouldn't. So not ideal. And then you got the hoplite, and that's sort of completely different. Okay, you can go around and maybe bully city-states, and they regenerate the sort of influence points quicker than usual. But I don't know if that is it. For that guy, you need to go down the bottom, and you can have a look at the tech in a minute. But you sort of commit yourself. We went 40 immediately. That means you have to do some killing, right? Each policy tree has got its advantages in terms of culture and science and gold and stuff. If you go authority, you have to get your culture and your science from killing things, and you have to be pretty quick about it, or sort of at least kill things consistently, that you make up for the loss of science and culture in from buildings and stuff, or specialists like in the other ones. That guy, it's a total waste of space. It's like a commander replacement late in the game. He might have some unique stuff, but it's like a sandbox thing. You have to do something, or to try and make it work. It's just not worth it. The Agora is really good. I like this. It's got culture. It's like a boosted marker, 1 extra gold, but 2 extra culture. It's really, really good. It's but also geared a little bit towards Diplo units. But then again, if you go this way, then you don't use the hoplite, right? And we tried it in the first attempt, it didn't work. There might be other reasons for that. And you get the Acropolis. Now, in fairness, that thing is quite a bit of culture. It's 1 extra from the amphitheater. And we also get... yeah, we get border growth in the city from killing units. And we also get a culture from killing things in that city. And that's actually quite a bit. It really was a lot at times. But again, it depends on you killing units all the time. And if you're at peace, you just don't get it, right? And of course, the border growth in authority equals a bit of money as well. But also, again, as far as tech is concerned, let's get back here. If you commit yourself to the military stuff, then you go down. Usually you might even pick up writing, because you have to have the science, especially if you don't get a religion, and maybe pick mosques or something. So even right at the beginning, you have sort of a choice to make. The Agora is up here, the hoplite is down there, and usually you either go up or you go down. Phone is ringing. Oh, back. So again, Military stuff is down here. If you go authority, you actually sort of committed yourself. Usually you pick up the library and stay down here and head towards steel. I'm not quite sure. I think in this game we even picked up the Acropolis along the way. It's just out of the way. There's a lot of culture to be had from this, but it's not where you want to go. Usually, actually, you pick up currency first because the composite bow does make a big difference. When he comes, it's quite powerful. And then if you can get that guy up to range, you can start making a difference. And then you go to steel, into physics, sometimes machinery, or maybe at this stage when you sort of got what you need for attacking. You don't usually need knights desperately. You could pick up education first so you don't fall behind, get Oxford, get the university, maybe work another slot and then race towards gunpowder. And we also didn't do that in this game. So, yeah, unfortunate. But it was also, and the terrain was really difficult, you have to say. Here we had to get through the desert to get to those guys. Then in between we had the Celts settle a city here, which we conquer, which is fine. But getting to Rome, very difficult. And then we had a little war beforehand with Japan, but that was also quite a stretch here. Such a big gap between those two cities. And maybe it was a mistake after all, bypassing Rome and just going here, but sort of the Japanese were attacking here. And I wanted to get in here, stop the Japs, and also they had, that city was Japanese for a while, wasn't it? So we captured that and we sort of saved Edinburgh. Eventually we attacked it, but it was already too late by then. And you cannot be too late when you're playing on Deity. But it's good. It's alright. You know, you don't win every game. I don't anyhow, because I'm not the best player of this. But it should be a challenge, and sometimes you can learn from stuff like that. So it's the weekend now. Anyway, it's Friday. I don't know. I sort of keep playing this, but I'm just a little bit tired of it sometimes. If you got an idea what I might want to do next, then let me know. With or without the third and fourth unique components. I sometimes use it, but often I don't, because there's a lot of imbalance in it, and that's also one of the reasons. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why I never upgraded the Vox Populi from this version 3.7.11 or 12 even. And now it's integrated, the third and fourth, and they're talking about fourth and fifth, and fifth and sixth. It's just gonna get ever more stupid, trust me. So anyhow, yeah, let me know your thoughts about this game if you have any, and sort of any ideas what we might do next. I'll be pleased to know. So, all the best, until next time, bye bye.